Hello, and welcome to the Seize the Zero Trust Moment event. I'm Chris Hines, and I'll be your host today. Zero Trust has been talked about for years now, but the increased use of SaaS, public cloud, and of course, a remote workforce driven by COVID-19 has accelerated its adoption. Today, 7 out of 10 customers we speak with have a Zero Trust strategy underway and are at various stages within their journey. Research from ESG found that 76% of businesses have new budget for Zero Trust services, and that 82% of security teams will be accelerating their investments in Zero Trust over the next 12 months alone. Technologies like Zero Trust Network Access, which Gartner calls ZTNA, and cloud access security brokers are amongst the most popular. But this focus on Zero Trust also introduces a few important questions. Like, how do you define Zero Trust, given that every vendor out there is talking about it? What is the proper platform to serve as a foundation of your Zero Trust strategy? What's the role that you can play in accelerating adoption? And lastly, how do you fit all the different Zero Trust pieces together into a cohesive plan that makes the best sense for the business? Today, we'll be showing the world how Zscaler is helping IT leaders and practitioners accelerate digital business with confidence. You'll hear from our leaders as they discuss the importance of Zero Trust, given that the internet is now the new corporate network, and you'll gain a clearer understanding of the characteristics of a Zero Trust platform that your business should consider when investing in a service. We'll talk about the new innovations we've developed to help you embrace Zero Trust, like how we now extended our cloud service on premises to bring Zero Trust to any customer environment. We've even integrated critical browser isolation technologies into the platform to protect your sensitive data from flowing down to unmanaged devices and provide a safer web browsing experience for your users. We've even developed new API and machine learning enhancements to help simplify the automation of Zero Trust policy creation for private apps and workloads. But this launch isn't just focused on our platform innovations. We've developed educational tools to help you sift through the buzz and focus on the skills you need to be successful. Whether you're an IT leader tasked with owning transformation or the IT practitioner on the ground who's making it happen. Platform and people are critical, but there's one more leg to the stool: the process. The Zero Trust design guides we've developed with some of the most popular identity, endpoint security, and SIEM solutions in the world will be made available to you today. I think it's time to get this show rolling. First, let's hear from the expert on Zero Trust, the CEO, chairman, and founder of Zscaler, Jay Chaudhry.
The cloud and mobility are empowering digital transformation. IT has a big role to play in it. The CIOs and CDOs are driving application modernizations. CTOs and head of networking want to transform the legacy network, while CISOs need to drive security transformation. All of this is being done to make your business more agile and more competitive. But where are they starting from? A legacy hub and spoke network and a CASTLE-AND-MOAT security model, which worked well during the pre-cloud and pre-mobile world, but not anymore. If we look at what's happening today, CIOs have started application transformation. It's well underway. For this transformation, they're moving applications to SaaS, such as Office 365 or Workday. They're moving other applications to public cloud, such as Azure and AWS. And they're embracing mobility. Most of the business is happening outside the corporate network. Business is happening everywhere. This transformation requires a new approach to networking, a new approach to security. Let's look at various approaches. Approach number one, let's take what we have and stretch it, which means I take my network, I extend it to every branch office, And when I embrace cloud, I stretch my network to Azure East, Azure West, AWS East, AWS West, and the like. So your network starts spreading all over. And when your employees have to work from home, you extend the network by VPN to every household. If you got 30,000 employees, your network is sitting in 30,000 homes. Why do we care about that? Well, any employee sitting anywhere in any household can access any application anywhere around the globe. That's wonderful. But one machine that gets infected somewhere in some household can infect the entire enterprise, all applications, all servers. That's what happened to Maersk, a mega shipping company, a couple of years ago. And the cost of that breach was in the range of $1 billion. So what we learned from this is that the flat, wide area network allows lateral movement. It is a very dangerous thing. Approach 2. Well, we got firewalls. We got proxy appliances sitting at our enterprise. Why don't we move them to a cloud and spin them as virtual machines? Legacy firewall companies try to advocate that. So you moved your perimeter, you moved your moat around the castle to the cloud. And now you're stretching your network. Your wide area network gets extended to every location where the users are, every branch office, and every public cloud. Of course, in the process, you may be using the internet, so you may be reducing the cost of MPLS, but you have high operational costs. Your attack surface becomes big because every firewall, every application that's facing the internet can be discovered, can be exploited, and can surely be DDoSed. On top of that, the lateral movement that creates risk of infection spreading all over becomes big. So now we move to approach 3. That's the zero trust approach. Your application should be viewed as destination. They are resources. They could be sitting in your data center. They could be sitting in a public cloud. It doesn't matter. And your users could be sitting anywhere, at home or a coffee shop, airport, headquarters, or a plant. They come to the Zero Trust Exchange, like Zscaler, over any network, 3G, 4G, tomorrow 5G, it doesn't matter. You don't need your private network. Once they come to us, we're looking at the user authentication. We're looking at device authentication, device profile. We're looking at the type of application you may have, and even the content. If something in this application malicious, is data private and sensitive. Based on all those advanced conditions, we connect the right user to the right application. We do not connect them to the network. That's a huge difference. So think of Zscaler Zero Trust Exchange almost like a sophisticated switchboard. Think of applications sitting anywhere, users sitting anywhere. We are in the middle as a switchboard, and user will come to us. We make sure the right user can connect to right application, but it doesn't stop there. You can say that a right workload can talk to the right workload. You can have an IoT device send telemetry information through a data lake in Azure. Or you could have a third party accessing OT systems through Zscaler Exchange, all that securely. The 3 big tenets of Zero Trust Exchange would be: 1, you connect the user to applications, not to the network. That means no lateral movement. That's the opposite of CASTLE-AND-MOAT firewall approach. Number 2, all of your applications hide behind our exchange. They can't be discovered from the internet. They cannot be attacked. That means your attack surface gets minimized. Number 3, it's a proxy architecture which terminates connection, which inspects, enforces the right policy, unlike traditional network security or firewall approach, which is a pass-through connection. If the connection is passed through, you can't do proper inspection, for security as well as data protection. Hence, zero trust architecture becomes extremely important. Now, zero trust architecture is critical, but there are a few other pieces of the ecosystem that are needed for customers to transform their network and security. Zscaler integrates through APIs with all leading identity providers. Identity plays an important role for zero trust, and we complement it. We integrate with leading partners for endpoint protection and management, such as Microsoft and CrowdStrike. We can take traffic from any router, any SD-WAN device, so traffic can be easily funneled through us. We don't have to have SD-WAN to take traffic. Any device can send traffic to us. And in a public cloud, we have figured out cloud connector technology to send traffic to us. And we can feed logs to all security operations solutions out there, whether it's Splunk or others. We integrate with all type of solutions. Now, what problems do we solve? Zscaler enables three broad areas of solutions. The first area is your modern workplace enablement. So people can work from anywhere without having to worry about the network, without having to worry about, do I turn on VPN? Do I not turn on VPN? And second part of modern workplace is delivering great user experience, where we have Zscaler digital experience to make sure we understand the experience of every employee for every application. For security leaders, we have two broad and important solutions. One, cyber threat protection, holistically, not just for users, but for cloud workloads, for servers, as well as for SaaS applications. Second area for security leaders is data loss prevention. And this is holistic too. So the data can't be leaked or lost, either from users by accident or intentionally, or from cloud workloads. For there, we offer CSPM type of solutions, or servers or SaaS applications with CASB type of solutions. And for network leaders, we have two solutions. Transforming hub and spoke legacy network from branch connectivity or user connectivity to be able to go direct over the internet to any destination. And secondly, cloud connectivity. Don't extend your traditional site-to-site VPN from the old way to the cloud world, because it's still the same risk of lateral movement. We allow you to take zero trust to the world of cloud. Think of workloads like the mirror image of users. Just like users talk to applications, workloads need to talk to other workloads, and that happens through Zscaler Zero Trust Exchange platform. As I close, the world is moving towards 5G. With 5G, you won't even have local area network. What will SD-WAN do in that world? Your users should be able to go from any mobile device, any phone with a 200 meg connection directly without looking for any local network. IoTs and OT solutions are looking for zero trust implementation to improve their security, because they are playing an important role in manufacturing plants and many other areas. As I close, I will say that the business is in the middle of this big transformation, which is being driven for having better customer engagement, better customer experience, making organization more agile, making them more competitive. IT has an opportunity to lead this transformation, and zero trust plays a critical role in enabling this transformation and delivering significant benefits.
Thanks, Jay. So let's talk more about how Zscaler has helped customers securely transform for over a decade, and discuss some of the new ways we're continuing to innovate. To do that, it's my pleasure to introduce Zscaler's President and Chief Technology Officer, Amit Sinha. Amit, over to you.
Thank you, Chris. The Zscaler Zero Trust Exchange is designed to enable a secure, fast, and modern workplace. It allows your employees to work from anywhere using the internet as the new corporate network with comprehensive security and amazing user experience. Zscaler's platform runs across 150 data centers worldwide, ensuring that the service is available close to where your users are and often co-located with popular applications they are accessing. We peer with many of the popular SaaS applications like Office 365, as well as with service providers. This guarantees the shortest path between your users and the destinations they are accessing with full inline security. The Zscaler Internet Access Service blocks all threats coming from the internet. It provides comprehensive data protection, ensuring that your assets are always protected. We use a proxy-based architecture that can inspect SSL sessions, analyze the content within transactions, and then make real-time policy and security decisions. Our platform today processes over 160 billion transactions every day for over 5,000 global organizations. We stop an incredible 7 billion threats and policy violations every day. The Zscaler Private Access Service allows your users to connect to internal applications without requiring a VPN. Think about it. When you access Office 365, do you VPN to Microsoft's network first? If you then had to access Gmail, would you turn around and VPN to Google's network? Seems silly, right? Unfortunately, that's how traditional internal corporate applications are set up. You need to be on the corporate network before you can access internal applications. Once you're on the network, you're trusted. One of the fundamental requirements of a zero trust architecture is to decouple application access from being on the network. Identity, context, and business policies are used to determine who can get access to something. That's exactly what Zscaler Private Access does. It connects users and workloads to internal applications without requiring a VPN first. Once your users and workloads are connected through the Zero Trust Exchange, you also get unprecedented visibility into end user experience. Let's say a user at home is having poor performance with Zoom or Teams. How do you know where the problem is? It could be their laptop, maybe their Wi-Fi is spotty, maybe their kids are streaming Netflix causing congestion, maybe their Comcast ISP is having a problem, or maybe there's a real ongoing issue with the SaaS service in that part of the world. How do you get to the bottom of it? Zscaler Digital Experience gives you minute-by-minute visibility into the experience of all your users for all apps that you care about. We collect device information, hop-by-hop network statistics, application performance from each user's machine, and leverage sophisticated machine learning techniques to help you isolate and fix problems. Zscaler can dramatically transform your network and security. Let's start with the network. Traditional enterprise networks use a hub-and-spoke model. Your offices and branches are connected using expensive MPLS WAN links to a couple of central locations like your data center. Users outside the office typically VPN to this network to access anything. This is expensive, slow, and adds a lot of operational complexity. With Zscaler, the internet itself becomes your new corporate network. There's no difference between being at home, being in a coffee shop, or being back in the office. It's a true zero trust world. You save a ton of money by eliminating expensive WAN links. Users get the shortest, fastest path to their destination. Lateral movement is eliminated since there's no single network that everyone is on. Let's face it, COVID has shown that you don't need to maintain an expensive, insecure, and cumbersome corporate network anymore. A legacy corporate network gets even more hairy when you adopt public cloud. You extend the corporate network using site-to-site VPNs or dedicated links to your workloads in AWS, Azure, or GCP. You have a modern cloud workload, yet your users are forced to hairpin through a corporate choke point which provides the network backhaul. With Zscaler, your modern cloud workloads can finally have the fast and secure connections they deserve. Just like users accessing public or private apps, your workloads can communicate to the internet or privately with other workloads in a hybrid cloud world based on strong identity, context, and business policies. Today, I'm very happy to announce our new private service edge solution. Think of this as Zscaler Zero Trust Exchange with all its benefits extending to your on-premise data center or public cloud VPC. There are cases where a user or workload and the destination that they want to access are co-located, but we still want them isolated. Private Service Edge allows connections to be brokered locally, leveraging the shortest path between source and destination and allowing policy enforcement to happen right there. Private Service Edge is fully managed and functionally identical to Zscaler's Public Service Edge, except running on your network and power. It's simply an extension of Zscaler's platform closer to you when it makes sense to do so. Zscaler's architecture delivers transformative benefits for security. The Zero Trust Exchange sits inline with full SSL scanning of content. It blocks threats before they can even reach your users and workloads. At our scale, we get massive benefits of cloud effect. If we see a threat for one customer, all Zscaler customers are instantly protected. The Zscaler Zero Trust Exchange eliminates your attack surface. Since all your users and workloads are behind Zscaler IP addresses, nothing is visible externally. It's hard for adversaries to attack something they just cannot see. One of the biggest security risks that traditional corporate networks have is lateral movement. Once malware gets onto the network, it can propagate freely within the organization, leading to more damage. With Zscaler, all users and apps are naturally isolated since they no longer are on the same network. Segmentation benefits extend for workloads as well. Isolation is not based on network control such as static ports, protocols, or IP addresses. Workloads are allowed to communicate with other workloads based on the same zero trust principles of least privilege, strong identity, real-time context, and business policies. This eliminates the lateral movement of malware, even in the event of a workload or user being compromised. Data protection is another key benefit of Zscaler. Inline data loss prevention policies make sure that there's no leakage of data to the internet when users and workloads are accessing public internet sites and SaaS applications. Making sure that PII data, source code, sensitive documents, intellectual property, etc., doesn't accidentally or intentionally leak out is very important. In addition to inline scanning, we leverage out-of-band APIs to provide CASB capabilities. Zscaler can scan and remediate your sanctioned SaaS tenants for malware and possible data loss due to improper settings. Our Cloud Security Posture Management, aka CSPM service, can scan your public cloud infrastructure to detect and fix configuration issues that can lead to security or compliance problems down the road. Today, I'm happy to announce that we have natively integrated browser isolation capabilities on the Zscaler platform. This allows our customers to load sensitive or potentially dangerous sites in an isolated browser running within the Zscaler cloud and render only pixel images on the user's endpoint. This can be useful in BYOD scenarios as well. Organizations can ensure safe access for users while maintaining control of sensitive data and preventing it from landing on unmanaged endpoints. Our cutting-edge pixel streaming technology makes the user experience virtually identical to loading the page natively on the user's machine, while eliminating the risks involved in doing so. Again, back to our promise of better security and better user experience. I'm also pleased to announce that today we have launched new public APIs for the Zscaler platform that can allow administrators to programmatically configure and manage policies with automated workflows. Check them out and give us feedback. And we're just getting started here. Innovation is our DNA. Stay tuned for new services and enhancements as Zscaler leads the way for Zero Trust. And with that, I'd like to hand it back to Chris Hines. Thank you.
Thanks, Amit. Platform is a huge aspect of Zero Trust. But there's also the people behind the scenes that we're looking to help as well. The IT leaders who are faced with the need to transform quickly and safely, as well as the IT practitioners who are on the ground implementing the solutions to make Zero Trust happen. Kavitha Mariappan is Zscaler's Executive Vice President of Customer Experience and Transformation. She's here to give us all a glimpse into the work we are doing on this. Kavitha?
Hello, everyone, and thank you, Chris. As you have just heard, digital transformation requires Zero Trust. But successfully adopting Zero Trust requires not only the right platform, but the entire organization to adopt a new cultural mindset. Roadmaps must be shared. Business and IT priorities must align, and silos must be torn down. The new CXO must be both an innovator and a strategist, applying technology and architecture to drive measurable outcomes for the business. My team at Zscaler comprises former CIOs, CISOs, CTOs, and heads of network security and architecture from some of the most prominent global organizations. These former practitioners partner closely with our customer CXOs and future customers who are embarking on their digital transformation journeys daily to bring real-world Zero Trust experience and expertise to the forefront. By listening to and partnering with you, we understand that successful Zero Trust deployments require more than technology and process. It is about people like you. And today, I am proud to announce the launch of 2 key programs. First, our collective mission to advance the skills of security practitioners. To train IT practitioners on best practices for using Zero Trust services, Zscaler is introducing the Zero Trust Academy, a certification training program focused on Zero Trust to secure access to private apps, SaaS applications, and the internet with the Zscaler Zero Trust Exchange. Second, digital transformation requires buy-in from and deep engagement with the C-suite and IT leadership. To empower, foster, and connect these leaders, we are launching the Zscaler Revolutionaries community. Zero Trust Revolutionaries are true pioneers. The Revolutionaries Forum brings together visionary tech leaders like you to showcase Zero Trust success stories, share digital transformation best practices, participate in industry events designed for CXOs, and to connect with like-minded innovators. Featured media will include practical and actionable thought leadership content, industry case studies, news, as well as the latest cybersecurity research from Zscaler's Threat Labs team. Now let us hear from a tech executive with real-world experience leading an enterprise digital transformation. It is my pleasure to introduce Les Ottolenghi, the former Executive Vice President and CIO of Caesars Entertainment Corporation, who'll provide his perspective on Zero Trust and the new Revolutionaries community.
Thank you, Kavitha. When I started as the CIO at Caesars, I was asked to lead the company's digital transformation. Caesars wanted to pull forward into the future and become the digital leader in the industry. However, like most digital transformations, the challenge was hard and the uncertainties were great. For starters, most of the systems were insecure, fragile, and end of life. And in 2016, the most critical systems, the hospitality system, was 26 years old, the general ledger 35 years old, and the casino gaming system 45 years old. Moreover, we had over 800 applications, all connected point to point, which meant that any new development or improvement would take lots of time and money and only provide incremental value. I lost a lot of sleep in the early days of that transformation. But with hard work, great planning, and amazing execution, we performed 7 transformations in 30 months and reduced the entire technology estate to under 265 applications. We helped contribute to a 67% increase in EBITDA for Caesars coming out of some of its worst years and enabling the company to become the digital leader in their industry. In forming our path to success, we joined several technology communities. We wanted to learn from others what were the keys to making things work, how transformation could be successful. Looking back, we learned that secure transformation was about thinking forward, and it was as much about culture as it was about technology. During the pandemic, IT leaders are also losing a lot of sleep. They're looking for guidance on how to lead their organizations through the challenges of broken supply chains, catastrophic business interruptions, and perhaps most critically, how to stay productive by providing safe and secure remote work environments. Technology CXOs of all types, from all sizes of industries, are experiencing the uncertainty I first had at Caesars. So in the past 12 months, I've spoken with over 300 CIOs and CISOs about their problems. They've asked me the same questions. How can IT organizations transform in this environment? What can we do to make the business more efficient and secure for our customers and our users? And how can we go to the cloud but not slow us down? In the post-COVID world, technology CXOs deserve more. They need something different. And it must not only be secure, but it also must meet the demands for transformation. Zero trust is clearly the answer. And as Kavitha said, digital transformation with zero trust is a team sport. It requires not only the right platform, but the entire organization to adopt a new cultural mindset. It is a journey and not simply a single destination. That's why I'm excited to be a part of Zscaler's Revolutionaries community. Revolutionaries is a forum for C-level discussions and thought leaderships and peer interaction in a way that CXOs can envision, plan, and build, as well as talk about the architectures that will push their enterprises forward into the digital future. And most importantly, it is a community that will be a clearinghouse for executives to share what works best. By focusing on successful thought leadership, events, insights in a community where we can help each other as we push forward through the digital transformations into a post-COVID world, Revolutionaries will allow you to examine new architectures that enable our businesses to excel. And most critically, we can set the standards for a new digital future that lives securely in the cloud. It's time to seize the zero trust moment. Join me and other visionary CXOs at Revolutionaries. Revolutionaries.zscaler.com.
Thanks, Les. Okay, let's summarize where we are so far. Amit talked about how we're delivering the world's most advanced zero trust platform born in the cloud. Kavitha and Les described the new initiatives we built to help empower people. So now, let's hear from some other Zscaler customers who are on this zero trust journey with us. Take a look.
As part of our COVID response initially at the start of 2020, we had gaps with a lot of our end users working remotely. So we had our on-net controls, which were quite effective, but we looked to the market and particularly Zscaler to introduce and help us sort of resolve some of those gaps. So with the COVID response and a lot of user disruption as it was, the big key for us was minimizing the user impact across this deployment. So we spun up a dedicated project team, and I think just over 3 months, we deployed to over 4,000 endpoints with minimal user impact. Those endpoints are now transferring, I guess, approximately 13.5 terabytes a month through the platform with still minimal user impact. And it's sort of just looking at our Zero Trust strategy overall, which has kind of helped us get there. And in particular, the Zscaler Zero Trust platform, which we're starting to use bits and pieces from in terms of our longer term strategy.
I do think that Zscaler Private Access is the next frontier. Really, how do you get rid of that internal network? If you can create a seamless experience, why does it matter that you have an internal network connection versus an agent that fires up in the background, totally seamless to the user, that may connect to resources that are not on the internet? I just see that, the internal networks over time go away as we have more and more things that are SaaS and cloud-based. We offer file and printing in the cloud, and HR systems and other things move into cloud-based systems, that there isn't a need for that. And you really can create that zero trust by getting rid of the network. And again, a consistent user experience, whether they're at home, whether they're in an office, whether they're at a client site.
Alexion is a global pharmaceutical company. Protecting our applications and infrastructure is critical to our company's success and our mission to serve patients who are devastated by rare disease. As the threat landscape has continued to evolve, so too has our strategy to protecting our key resources. An important element is embracing a zero trust architecture throughout our technology landscapes. Private Service Edge from Zscaler has allowed us to extend the zero trust architecture to on-premise. With the extension, we're able to protect key environmental systems that are used in the creation and production of our therapies. In addition, we protect building management systems and security systems that ensure the health and safety of our employees and guests at all of our on-site operations.
I think that's probably one of the pieces that make this product really good, is the fact that it gives you that actionable information, right? You get information out to be able to see what's going on in different parts of your business, to be able to double check if the incident response team has been doing a lot of work over in the phishing area. You're going to see those types of effects, positive or negative, over in the Zscaler data as well. And what this does with this foundation in place is it allows us as a company, when they say we're undergoing a digital transformation, we need to be more agile, more capable of making changes, moving pieces, moving how we interact with the customer. That basic protection, that foundation that was laid with ZIA, now as a part of a larger Zero Trust Exchange from Zscaler, really protects us and our customers from a large number of risks.
These stories are great to hear. So the next question is, what is the process for getting to Zero Trust? Customers need to consider the proper design guides for Zero Trust. Puneet Minocha is the Executive Vice President of Business Development here at Zscaler. He's here to tell us more about the work Zscaler is doing with some of our technology ecosystem partners. Puneet?
Thanks, Chris. It's great to see Zero Trust getting recognized as a critical foundation for today's cloud-first enterprise that wants to empower employees to work productively from anywhere without compromising security. As you've heard today, context is a key component of Zero Trust. And by partnering with the leading technology platforms and vendors, that context can be expanded and integrated into your Zero Trust deployments. Zscaler has worked with our technology partners to, 1, make it easier for our customers to realize the value of joint usage, and 2, to quickly activate these integrations and scale the deployment from proof of value to the entire enterprise. Today, we are pleased to announce that we are adding the Zero Trust solution blueprints and design guides to provide a more structured framework to empower our customers to adopt Zero Trust easily, efficiently, and effectively. The solution blueprints are reference architectures designed to address a specific set of use cases, while the design guides provide guidance on using these platforms together based on best practices to ensure fast and simple deployment, efficient operations, and best overall user experience, as well as effective enforcement for optimal security. The deployment guides that are published on our partner website then provide more prescriptive guidance on how to practically activate the integrations and get to the end state you desire quickly. There are 3 areas of Zero Trust that I would like to highlight. 1, identity. As you know, it's a key tenet of Zero Trust, connecting the right user to the right application and nothing else. This is best done by consuming identity. Zscaler has been working closely with Microsoft to build a true Zero Trust environment where Microsoft provides the identity upon which policy is enforced by Zscaler. Whether it's SCIM integration or rich conditional access, our customers can be rest assured that both Microsoft and Zscaler stand together to support you. Number 2, device context. User identity is only worthwhile if you can trust the device's posture. Zscaler has worked closely with CrowdStrike to consume rich posture information and dynamically enforce policy based on the context of the device's risk. 3, automation and remediation. Zscaler understands that deploying multiple products can be complex and remediation can be even more cumbersome. Zscaler has worked with partners like Splunk to create Zero Trust dashboards to provide customers a unified view of their entire environment. Recently, I had an opportunity to meet with Sue Bone at Microsoft to specifically talk about any identity and the integrations with Azure AD. Let's see what Sue has to say. Sue, thank you for joining us to discuss Zero Trust.
Thank you, Puneet. It's nice to see you again.
Great. So we have been talking about how important context is for Zero Trust, and obviously identity is a key element of that context. Can you tell us about the integration between Zscaler and Microsoft Azure AD and how it has benefited our joint customers?
Certainly. We consider identity to be a cornerstone of security, especially when it comes to Zero Trust. Our teams have worked together well to create integrations that have helped our customers quickly enable Zero Trust. I think that's because we both share a philosophy that you shouldn't have to make a choice between user experience and security. In this era of remote work, our customers need to enable their employees to access anytime, anywhere, the resources they need to do their job. Zscaler has been a key partner. In fact, the Zscaler Private Access has been one of the top most used apps by our enterprise customer segment. I think that's really a testimony to the value that our customers get from that integration. Let me call out some key areas where Microsoft is partnering with Zscaler to help our joint customers accelerate their digital transformation by making Zero Trust easier to adopt. First is our secure hybrid access solution to access legacy apps, again, anywhere from any cloud, on-premises, or any user. This has been one of the most important integrations our customers have adopted in the last 18 months. With Azure AD, Zscaler customers can also access our advanced security capabilities, such as conditional access and identity protection, so that users can only access the resources that they're allowed to access. And it's important to note that end users will see a seamless experience, so they can sign into Zscaler solutions using their Azure AD credentials, including passwordless authentication methods, so that they can easily access all the apps and resources they need with just one set of credentials. Finally, this solution extends beyond employees to include business-to-business and business-to-consumer scenarios as well. Our joint customers, like Johnson Controls and Sanofi, have benefited from our joint solution, which has helped them enable work from home and also enable them to have a future-proofing strategy, since they now have a reliable and scalable Zero Trust platform.
That was great, Sue. Thank you for, coming on and supporting us here, and we really do appreciate the partnership.
Thank you, Puneet. Thank you for having me.
That was a great summary on how identity-based, policy-driven Zero Trust implementation works together and has benefited so many of our common customers. Thank you for joining us, Sue. Back to you, Chris.
You have what very well could be the largest opportunity in your career. With the right platform, tools, and processes in place, IT can become a business enabler. Make sure to select a platform that uses identity and business policy to establish trust. One that connects users to resources, not the network. Protect applications by guarding them from the internet-based threats that wish to do them harm by placing them behind a Zero Trust Exchange, and use a proxy architecture to secure your data, not a pass-through firewall. If you're an IT executive, take advantage of the new Revolutionaries Forum. If you're an IT practitioner, enroll in the new Zero Trust Academy certifications. And finally, everything becomes easier with the right blueprint. This is why we've worked with the top Zero Trust services in the world to design them for you. Our journey together is just beginning. Make sure you join us in June for a deeper dive into Zero Trust at Zenith Live, and stay with us as we reveal further innovations along the way. Seize your Zero Trust moment. Rethink your network architecture and lead your organization in the journey to transformation. We'll be here to help you.